Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what a shopping trip looks like for me when I go by myself. It is an achievement that I have even been able to do this by myself because it was full of anxiety and panic for so many years for me. I now have to make a very detailed list before I even head out the door of any items that I may potentially need. I get the recipe that I plan on making, I go through it, I look at every ingredient to see if I have it. If I don't, I write it down and how much of it I'm actually going to need, down to the cups or the teaspoons, whatever measurement required. I even put that down so that I make sure while I'm there, I get the exact amount. For some, that may seem not a big deal, but it wasn't that terribly long ago that going to the store, even with my husband, was extremely difficult. So it does take me a bit of time to prepare myself to even walk out the door to go to the store. But I have actually found this system to be very helpful and very useful for me if I can break it down like this and make sure that each item is under the aisle that I need it under and focus on what I need to do. Heading out has become a little bit easier, and making that trip just a couple of miles down the road is not as far as what it used to be. It could have just been across the street and it would have seemed like a million miles away to do this trip on my own. But I am pleased that I'm able to do this. It's small victories, and this is a small but yet big victory for me, and I'm grateful for it. So there's this thing that I have. Once I get to the store, I not only suffer from mental illnesses, I also have autoimmune problems, and I am a germaphobe, and I have to make sure everything is clean so that I don't get sick, because when I get sick, I get really sick, and I'm sick for a long period of time. So I wipe things down really well. Then I focus. I get my list out, and I get prepared, and I look for things that I need on the list. If it's not on the list, chances are it's not going to be gotten. And I will go back another time or ask my husband to go back for me. But it is important that I stay focused on the list and what I need. And I have to check everything to make sure it's exactly the amount that I need, and do the math in my head or on my fingers to see if this is exactly the amount I'm going to need. I'm very focused on what I'm doing. I can't stray for even a second, or I will lose track of what I'm doing. I don't pay attention to people around me. I don't see what's going on around me. I am very, very, very tunnel vision while I'm at the store. But again, this helps me to stay focused and not have a panic attack or lose it in the store. Crossing off items and figuring out what's next is huge. There was a time that I tried to go to the store by myself without my husband in the middle of my darkest time, and I thought I was going to do okay, but I found that I didn't. It was very difficult for me, and I found myself stuck in this corner, and I couldn't move, and I panicked, and I couldn't I literally froze and could not move. I got a hold of my husband, and he had to come to the store immediately and help me. And he found me. I told him where I was. I was in that corner, and I couldn't move. Everything was closing in around me. Every noise anybody made just went through me, and I had a panic attack, and they're not fun. So he had to come and walk me out to the car. He finished checking out and got what was needed, and he had to come save me. But I can now do it, and I'm able.
Oh, hi, baby girl.
There is hope. There is strength that I have now been able to find to do this. It's a win for me.
Okay, I did it, babe. I did it. Mama did it. Went to the store and it was a success. We did it. We did it.
If you want to comment, ask a question, comment below. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click here. If you want to watch the last video I made, click here. Thanks, and I'll see you again.